For as long as I can remember, they've been telling us to enjoy it while they're young, but our days are filled with chaos and stress and cooking and endless laundry piles. Where's the time to enjoy it? Yeah, that's what I always thought too. There's so much I have to do. When do I find time for peace and joy and happiness when I barely have time to sleep? Mama, it's time to make shift happen. You can be a happy mom. If I can, you can. Trust me. I've been a mess, I've been depressed, I've been overwhelmed, I've been to the bottom of the pits, and I've risen, I've grown, I've bloomed, and it all started when I realized I didn't have to anything. I get to. It is my privilege and my honor and my divine responsibility to be the queen of my home. It's not a burden. I'm not a burden. I'm in charge. I'm the ruler. I'm the chaos coordinator. I'm the calm in the storm, and so are you. Come with me. Let's rise, mamas. Adjust your crown, accept your responsibility, change the effing world together. It's all in the way we choose to see it. I'm so glad you're here, friend. You're listening to Meant to Bloom with Brittany Clarkson. Good morning, my beautiful friend. It is first thing in the morning for me right now, and I'm recording this for you. It is a very last minute podcast recording because I ditched what I planned on coming out today. In fact, I accidentally published the show notes to an episode that was supposed to come out today without publishing the episode that I wanted out today. Oops. Nobody's perfect. And I am definitely far from. But anyways, today I decided to postpone that episode that I was thinking about coming out with. And that one was, really focused on the home and decluttering and reprogramming your mind to realize, well, is your home cluttered, or is it really do you really just live there? So that is something you can look forward to coming out fairly soon. But today I really, really wanted to fill you in on what is happening today. It's a big, amazing day. Today I am officially a published author with Brassum Publishing. Uncovered has come out today, and it is available on Amazon to only the ebook. Wow, it is first thing in the morning. I have not finished a cup of coffee. My words are everywhere. There is so much excitement, and my mouth cannot keep up with my brain. Wow. This is an intimate conversation right now. I don't talk to people first thing in the morning, and here I am letting you in. This is my morning self. Anyways. Uncovered is officially available as Kindle edition on Amazon. It is 99 cents today, and all proceeds from your download today go to the Malala Fund, which helps. If you're familiar with Malala, she was a big deal a few years ago. I haven't watched her documentary yet, and I think I'm going to watch that later today because I love everything I've heard about her story, and I'd love to dive deeper and understand it. But anyways, the Malala Fund goes to helping girls get an education who are in countries where education is not freely given to women. So it's a really incredible nonprofit organization that we are going to give all the proceeds of this book to today. So today only, if you buy it today, no one makes any money off of it except for underprivileged girls who need to know that their voice matters. Anyways, what is Uncovered? Uncovered is ordinary women building extraordinary businesses in 2021 and beyond. All right, 2020, that hurt a lot of us. That was a screwed up year. That was messed up. And so coming out of that, there are so many women who have built businesses just on the back of this global pandemic. And, that year really hurt me. And I will tell you a little bit of my story about why that year was so painful to me. But it's also one of my favorite years ever, which is, no one says, but it is. Because that's where Meant to Bloom was born. You and I would not have this, we wouldn't have this relationship between us. You wouldn't be hearing my voice right now if 2020 hadn't happened. And 2020 was, yeah. So my story in Uncovered, let me tell you, I just want to read a snippet from the Amazon description here. Within the pages of Uncovered, you will witness firsthand the remarkable resilience of these women as they weathered the storm of uncertainty. Their stories are not just tales of triumph, but also honest accounts of fear, doubt, and difficult choices. They reveal the sleepless nights, the endless brainstorming sessions, and the sheer determination that propelled these women forward when giving up seemed like the easiest option. Now, let me tell you, my story isn't about, it's not about anything other than what sparked the flame of the idea and the drive and the passion for the business that I grew. My story is not about how to fix your business, how to grow your business. And there are 20 authors in this book. And I am so privileged to be among them all. My story is not about business as much as it is about life. But if you know me, you know how intertwined and spaghetti like my life is. I can't separate business from life because my business grew out of my life. It's it's branches on the same vine. It's early. I told you it's early. Let me grab a sip of coffee. We'll sit tight here. I'm sorry you had to hear me drink. Okay. My story in Uncovered is the story that I've told here a number of times, but it is more in depth and more vulnerable than I could ever speak to you. My story in Uncovered is my story of the day I almost ended my life. And it is so in detail. I just went back and reread it yesterday. And I put so much more detail and like just secret thoughts and feelings in that. I really got vulnerable. I'm bearing my soul in that chapter in ways that when I speak it and I tell the story, I always skip over so many of the details. I keep so much back when I'm speaking it. So if you really want to feel what I felt, then you need to read the book, Uncovered. And it's linked in my description. And all proceeds today go to a really great fund. Seriously, like, why not go get it? It's 99 cents. We can all spend 99 cents. I'm going to go pay 99 cents for it. I am. But my story in Uncovered, it's the day I almost ended my life because I was living in such a toxic mentality. Like I was destroying myself with my thoughts. And that day I went off in the woods in the rain and I wanted to end it all. And I saw the dead Stellar's J, which meant so much to me. And I didn't even know the meaning of a Stellar's J at the time. I mean, Stellar's J means self love, acceptance, and like finding your purpose. And it was exactly the message I needed. And like my soul heard that message without my mind actually knowing that it's a common. Oh, cool, that's my alarm. We are in morning mode where I don't have everything organized and ready to go for the day. Anyways, but my story is just so deeply vulnerable. And it also shows in Uncovered, it takes the story farther. It's the wake up call. It was God putting the call on my life, telling me that I already have everything I need. I already have all the answers inside of me. I knew how to not live a toxic life. I knew how to fix the negative thoughts in my head. I knew how to shower every day, but instead I was living in all of these depressive habits and I was allowing all of these negative thoughts about myself to just run rampant in my mind. I was allowing myself to think these terrible things about myself that weren't even true. When I spoke them out loud to someone else, I could not defend them. I could not explain them. Friend, tell your story. Even if it's just to one person, even if it's just to your journal. Tell your story. Write it out. And so many times you're going to see that you're letting yourself think things that aren't even true. They don't even make sense. You have no evidence to back them up. And you're letting them become beliefs in your life that determine your actions. I was living such a depressed life, and I had all the tools already to fix it, to stop it. I knew how to get off that train of thought, and I just wasn't getting off because I was so used to going around in circles. All right. I kept digging myself deep into a pit of despair. Like depression kept pulling me down, and I just kept going. I wasn't fighting against it. I'd wait until I got to the bottom of the pit and felt the worst I possibly could to start using the tools and climbing out. I started building a ladder with all of my coping mechanisms and, the psychological tips and tricks, all the, gratitude and all these types of things, affirmations and, just brushing your teeth. I started waiting until I was at my worst to apply these things. I was building ladders to get out of the pit. What I needed to be doing was building bridges to go over the pit, because those bad days when you have depression, those kind of bad days, the gunky feeling days, they're going to come. You don't have to, like, just because you feel like crap on a day doesn't mean you have to believe that you are a piece of crap. You know what I mean? Like, you can allow yourself to just feel off. You can allow yourself to feel unmotivated for a day or two, and you can be applying all of the mental health practices, being proactive about it, knowing that, like, no, today I probably won't feel super happy and excited. Today I probably won't clean the kitchen. That doesn't mean that you have to shame spiral and beat yourself up about it and feel bad about it. Like, you can just let yourself be unmotivated for a couple days. You can have what I call hibernation days, where you're Netflixing, you're eating your snacks, you're doing the bare minimum, but you're showing up and you're giving yourself grace and you're understanding, I love myself enough to allow myself this rest that my body is demanding of me. And then you've built a bridge and you've gotten over what depression wanted to pull you down into, the caverns, the pits of despair. You built a bridge over it. You took it easy, you rested, you made it. And my friend recently, who thought that she struggled with ADHD, she recently reminded me of something because she went to, an actual doctor who told her that a lot of women are misdiagnosed as ADHD when it's actually depression, because so many of the symptoms overlap when it comes to things like irritability and difficulty focusing, confusion, this difficulty remembering to take care of yourself, forgetting to eat, all of these types of things, they're overlapping symptoms. So many women today think they have ADHD when they actually have depression. And I am one of those women. I forgot that I can still have the depression that I had 15, 20 years ago. I can still have that depression without being sad all the time. I forgot that those are not mutually exclusive things. In my brain, I couldn't fathom that I still have depression happening in my brain when I didn't have depression happening in my heart and in my soul. And I realized, oh, yeah, that is because I'm having these off days where I'm like, it feels like I'm about to get my period hormonally. Like, I feel tired, I feel exhausted, I feel cranky, but I'm not about to get my period. This is the wrong time in my cycle to feel this way, and I wasn't understanding what it was. And I'm like, oh, it's my serotonin. I have my neurotransmitters aren't neurotransmitting right, and they never have. So I still have these things that come up that are markers of depression. I just don't have this sad feeling, this unworthiness, this desire to end my own life. So That's definitely a real possibility if you're experiencing things that feel like ADHD, but you're like, I don't really have ADHD though. But you've had depression and anxiety in the past. Maybe that's just still what it is. It's just showing up differently now because you've learned different tools and practices to cope with them. Um, like my depression and anxiety, they're still there. They're just really tiny compared to the giant monstrous beasts that they used to be. I used to let depression and anxiety run my brain. And now they're just like these little characters that pop in and, just kind of cause a little bit of mischief here and there, making me question, why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? Keep them in check. We practice mindfulness. We pay attention to what we're thinking. We don't believe everything we think. And then we avoid those terrible, awful, depressive episodes that we used to have. But my story in Uncovered, it talks about that day that I almost ended my life. And it talks about how I pulled myself up, how I got out of it, how a business was born out of that. I don't think every woman needs a business, but I think every woman needs to know that she has purpose, she has a calling. Sometimes that calling, your ministry, is simply your children. What are you pouring into their lives? Sometimes it's pouring into other women, whether it's at the coffee shop, over a podcast, in books, on a big stage. Sometimes your calling is to support your husband and what he's doing. Sometimes your calling is to physically save people in the medical field. Sometimes your calling is to teach many, many children. But I think every woman needs to tune into her story. And I think if you don't know what your purpose and your calling is right now, let yourself breathe. You don't have to know it today. But I really think that your purpose and your calling is generally found in your darkest moments. If you let yourself face those inner demons, your purpose and your calling is found in slaying them, whatever that means to you. To me, that purpose, that calling, was found when I wanted to end my own life. And it was spoken into my heart that I already had the answers. I already knew. I already knew how to heal. I already knew how to recover. And I just needed to be brave enough to do it and consistent enough to keep it up. Had to believe I was worthy enough of it. And then once I did that, once I healed those pieces that kept preoccupying my mind and making me think that I needed to end my life and making me think that everything was terrible and awful all the time, and I realized how beautiful life really is and how just surrounded by abundant blessing I've always been, that's when I realized I have to share it, which was the most terrifying thing to me. I am not a public speaker. I am not even a great conversationalist. Like, oh my gosh, I wanted to work at Dutch Bros when I was younger, but I wouldn't even apply because they did a group interview. I was like, if I get in front of a group, I'm not going to say anything. I quiet up. I don't, one-on-one interviews were hard enough. And now here I am interviewing people and being interviewed for a living and like talking. I'm talking to you right now. This was something that was extremely difficult for me before, but practice makes it easier. Practice makes it a habit. And I'm really glad that I overcame that fear and that I'm showing up and sharing. I'm really glad that you're here listening to me. And I really, really want to share with you the deepest version of my story that I've ever shared in Uncovered. And I really want to share with you the 19 other stories from these other incredible women who have overcome their own adversity. They've done so many wonderful, great things. And we all have these different stories with overlapping themes of, resilience and you've got what it takes. You can do this. If you want to be inspired, this isn't just a book for women who want to build a business. This is a book for women. It's for women, honestly. I think every woman needs to read the stories in this because it goes so much deeper than just these are our workplace experiences. Like, these are our hearts being bared to you. And I think it's so beautiful, and I can't wait to in depth read the rest of the stories. I'm really excited you're here with me. I'm going to cut this short so I can get it out there because 10 a.m. is when the book is officially live in our time zone, and we need to get out there and spend that dollar. And remember, all proceeds go to the Malala Fund. It's 99 cents. Go to Amazon. The link is in my bio, actually. Not my bio. I'm so used to talking on Instagram. The link is on my description. The link is in the description below. Go to BrittanyClarkson.com/get-uncovered. That is the link. BrittanyClarkson.com/get-uncovered. And you'll find the link to download it there. I love you so much, my friend. Please. Oh, also, here's a super secret thing. I included this in my email that went out this morning. If you purchase it today, I want you to send me confirmation that you purchased it. I want you to review it on Amazon. Review the book on Amazon and send me a screenshot of that review to my email, hello@BrittanyClarkson.com. Send me a screenshot of your review on Amazon of the book Uncovered, Ordinary Women Building Extraordinary Businesses in 2021 and Beyond. Review it on Amazon. Send me proof of the review. I'm going to enter you into a drawing where I'm going to do a giveaway of this is just a bundle of goodies is what I'm calling it. I don't have all the 100% details on what's in it yet, but I'm planning something fun, and I'm really excited to put together a little bundle of goodies for my winner. So go leave a review. Download a book, review it, send me the review, and I'm going to enter you in to win some goodies. So, if you didn't need any more incentive, then there already is. All right. I love you, friends. Thank you so much for joining me today for this episode of Meant to Bloom. It really does mean the world to me. But are you ready to take this a step farther? Check out the description below of this episode and grab your mindset makeover. It's totally free, my gift to you. Then hop on Instagram and let me know what you thought of this episode. Tag me at Britt Clarkson. That's BrittClarkson. If any part of this resonated with you, please let me know by tagging me or leave a review and share on social media so other mamas can find this too. If it helped you, it's going to help someone else. You're part of a movement now. Let's go.